DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. Hey, it is Sunday morning and it's nice and cool. Well, what is cool? Actually, it's 23, but it just seems cool because yesterday we had 31 and it's going to be warmer than that today or hotter than that today. Yeah, but now I don't know. It's just nice. Yeah. Someone once said, what would we talk about, if we didn't have the weather? Sometimes I wonder, it's when you've lived in England. We lived in England, well, in the UK, but we were in England, and we were also, as you know, we were regularly a few years back. We're very regularly in Ireland, and the weather is, of course, a quite common point of discussion. And I guess just because one of the reasons for that is that it defines, very often it defines our mood, doesn't it? Can you hear the birds? We're having problems actually with a few very small birds which are trying to nest up there, but you can't quite see. There's no use showing it to you, but I put up like some spikes over there, like, because there's like an awning, and there's like these anti-pigeon or anti-bird spikes. So I put some of those up, and they're like that. But on the side of one or two of the awnings, there's a very small space, and these are small birds, and they're managing to prepare their nest or something. So I got to take a ladder, and because we just simply don't want them there, for the simple reason we just don't want the bird droppings all over here. I mean, I'm not against the birds nesting, far from it, but not there. Yeah, so I was talking about the weather, and there's something about, at least in my opinion, there's something about the morning when it's just a daybreak, and you start hearing life coming back. Yeah, it is fun. There's a lot of birds here. What I did do once, I've got one of these night cameras. I guess they call them hunter's cameras or things like that. So I put one of those near the house to see if I could see, any wildlife or things going on in the evening or in the night. Because we have been known, I haven't seen one for a long time now, but we actually have been known to have foxes sometimes here. But all I saw were a few cats creeping along and going across the grounds. But that's it. So I took it away. It wasn't worth the spending on the batteries just to get up, get the every now and then a cat going by. We have church in, what time is it now? I know we got church in 40 minutes. They changed their service time. We used to have two services, one at 9 and one at 10:30. But we've also had, our pastor is retiring. I mean, I mentioned that in another vlog. Pastors probably never really retire, but nevertheless, I mean, they can slow down. So we have a new pastor, but at the same time, they changed things so that instead of having a 9 o'clock service, which we went to, which didn't have all that many people, and the 10:30 one, which had all the families, and after there was the Sunday schools and stuff like that, but and the youth groups. But they realized, I guess, or they thought, it's always double the work. It is, of course, if you've got two services. So they did a very Swiss decision and cut it right in the middle. Between 9 and 10:30, they put it 9:45. So that's when we have our service, and everybody will be there now. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, but there is a thing though, is that, like, I am the cameraman every now and then, and it's a lot easier. We would always film at the 9 o'clock service. First off, there was less people and less kids, and okay, the microphone is connected directly into the camera, so there's not too much external noise. But when there's more kids, there's more movement. You know, this is not the evangelical churches are usually pretty, at least over here, they're pretty cool for the kids moving around, you know, and stuff like that. Because the first part is singing. The service is basically quite simple. I mean, it's a pretty standard way in many evangelical churches. There's a first part that's worship and singing, you know, like, so there's a few words and prayers and stuff like that, but worship and singing. Then the children will go down to their respective groups, and the adults will have the sermon, you know, so the message, and communion. We have communion every week. Some churches have it once a month, some churches even less. We have it every week. Then there'll be communion, then there'll be the messages. Some churches make the messages way at the beginning, ours are at the end. And basically that's it, so to say. But the fact is, now that they're talking about having like one service on the Sunday, they're thinking, you know, of having like we could almost call it a fellowship time after, where we'd have, I don't know, tea and coffee and biscuits or something like that after the service. I guess that still has to be defined, because they used to have that many years ago, and when they went out, COVID came and screwed everything up at the time. But they used to have something like that, and as they were saying, people got to chat more and know each other, and you know, you wouldn't run off after the service because the other ones were coming, stuff like that. Yeah, so well, we'll see. I mean, you know, it's funny because I've often said it about myself. Small talk is not something that I find easy, and of course, it doesn't matter who you're with. I mean, you got to get to know the people, and yeah, it's even in I was going to say, even in a circle where I know the people and we have a lot in common, I don't know them well. So sometimes, you know, for me, it's not always the easiest thing. But of course, to get back to the theme we had, there's always the weather. And that is something that I realize that's probably one of the reasons that the English, I mean, aside from the fact that there's a lot of rain, is that the stiff upper lip can talk about the weather a lot easier than maybe other subjects until you get to know the people. Yeah. Oh, that would be a vlog of another for another time. But when we first moved to the UK and getting used to the way that the English were, and getting over our stereotypes about how we thought they were, because we did get to meet a lot of really fantastic, wonderful, warm, and chatty people. Not as much as the Irish, but still. I mean, actually, in comparison, the Swiss are more difficult to get to know, actually. When you know them, they can be very friendly, but it takes a bit of doing. It does. There are certain countries that are known for that and actually are true that that is the way they are. I mean, it's I had I guess I'm getting up there on the minutes, but when I was a postdoc in Oxford, we had friends from everywhere. So Australians, New Zealanders, Aussies, Indians, Koreans, and so on. And Mauritian Islands, Hong Kong. Well, there was quite a few different other countries, I mean European countries as well, the Scandinavians. And when we would all get together, it was interesting to see that all of those stereotypes just kind of fell apart. You know, we'd have a drink in our hand, someone maybe just have a juice, because it depends on which country they were from and but the stereotypes just fell, you know. I'm trying to think, we did have a few Africans. We did. We actually have a few from South Africa and a few from, where was it now again? can't quite remember now. Could have been Kenya. We had some, anyway, it doesn't really matter. And I'm at 10 minutes. So, might be for another vlog. Okay, it'll be DC signing off. Take care. Have a blessed Sunday and stay safe, especially with this heat. DC saying bye. Take care.